the highs and the lows that come with the season, it's inevitable. But the team keeping their confidence in check, being confident, but also being like, okay, you still have to play. You still have to win on Saturday.
This is the Buffalo Plus podcast, brought to you by Connors and Ferris.
All right, welcome back to the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel presented by Connors and Ferris. Dan Fates, I am Jenna Cottrell. We are here at the Bills facility talking this Bills-Chargers game ahead. But before we do, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the podcast channel. All right, Dan, the Bills will be out in LA this upcoming Saturday. But let's talk first about the domination the Bills had against the Cowboys and the fact and the momentum of Joe Brady, their interim offensive coordinator, the job he did, and how much positivity we heard from the team today about him.
Yeah, I think when we made the move, I think a lot of people didn't think that Ken Dorsey was the problem. Some people called him the scapegoat for Sean McDermott to fire him. Good move. I think it was a great move.
Yeah.
And the only thing I wasn't sure about was how much change could really Joe Brady make. It turns out just Joe Brady being himself and being, one, energy, but two, having the ability to adjust. And I think we didn't talk about that enough on Sunday night after the game. The fact that they ran the ball 49 times, passed it only 15, and the thought of like, well, how did you think of that, Joe? Like, wow, that was so smart. We heard Joe Brady talk yesterday on Monday, and he's like, yeah, that wasn't my plan. Like that wasn't the game plan going into it. I think that shows the talent and the ability to coordinate an offense, especially in game. And Jenna, we've talked about it. Our good friend Dan Orlovsky, a subscriber of Buffalo Plus.
He has a shirt.
He has a shirt. He's been on. He always talks about there's a difference between calling plays and calling a game. And you can go in there saying this is what our game plan was. And that's what Joe Brady pretty much said. Hey, we wanted to run the ball. You know, we had an idea that we could be successful at it. We thought the offensive line was going to be good. But then when it got to be that level, don't change.
Yeah.
You could have a game plan entering, and the joke is, you know, everybody has a plan until you get punched in the mouth. Well, the Bills were the one doing the punching of the Cowboys in the mouth, and they just kept doing it.
I did love Josh Allen said today after practice. He was like, yeah, like offensive coordinators do want to throw the ball. Like that is something that, but they saw and they adapted. And like you talked about, being able to manage the game, call a game, not just call plays.
Yeah.
See what's working, see what's not, and kind of go to the heavy hand of, okay, this is being really, really effective now. James Cook essentially felt like he could do no wrong in this game. How do we continue to do that? So I thought it was really impressive. You asked a question to Josh Allen about like, and this is something we have both seen, is on the sidelines in these last couple of games, we have seen Allen way more on the headset when he's on the bench, talking to Joe Brady, talking to the offensive interim head, interim offensive coordinator about what's working and what's not.
Yeah, that was my thing was that I remember we talked this channel. Again, I can admit when I was wrong. I didn't know how much Joe Brady could change really this offense. And I think he's changed it, one, with his energy, but also, like we talked about, the ability to adapt. And I wanted Joe Brady to be on the sidelines because of that relationship and to let Josh Allen have a say.
Yeah.
And to be able to talk to them because I've never really seen Joe Brady, I've never seen Josh in a headset really. And I know that that's what the quarterback's coach job is he's kind of trying to be a mediator.
Yeah.
But I wanted to take that middleman out. And to see Josh in the headset, and I asked him like, hey, like, I know your job is just to call plays. That's all your job, or your job is to execute the plays. Joe Brady's job is for them to be called. But I said, like, is there a time when you go, hey, dude, like, just keep feeding James the ball? And he's like, yeah, at halftime. Yeah, he's like, I told him at halftime, this is working. Like, let's not stop doing that. I thought that was a good testament, and that's where he made the joke of, hey, he wants to throw the ball too. And I think they only threw the ball 6 times in the second half.
It was obviously Josh Allen's attempts were
that's not what Brady said he intended to do entering the game. But that ability to change, to adapt, to go to plan B in the middle of a game if it's working. And that's what Joe Brady said on Monday. There's more than one way to win a game. And my job is to find that way that gets the job done. I think that he commend him for his energy. And Mitch Morse said too, what he's learned about him over this last month is that he'll come up to him and say, hey, what do you like?
Yeah.
And he goes, he wants to know not only what do you like, why do you like it?
And why don't you like
this?
Some things. Yeah.
And he's like, oh, it's great to know. Like, I don't know. I'm just very impressed by Joe Brady, the way that he has changed this offense, the way that he has brought a spark, new life. Because now, Jenna, all of a sudden, everybody's jumping back on the Bills bandwagon.
Yeah, there's a lot of outside positive talk now about this team, which is interesting because, let's be real, the season itself is a roller coaster ride depending on things. And now to see, I mean, we were even ourselves, seeing the product that the Bills had on the field earlier on the season and the struggles that they were having, it didn't compute to what we expected from this team, especially a team that is led by Josh Allen. And now to see this team, you talk about the energy that Joe Brady brings, the spark, all these things, to see where the team is at now, and we're nearing the end of December. Look, they need to win to take care of their playoff hopes. They need some other things to happen as well. But at the same point, we talked to the offensive line today. We talked to Deion Dawkins, who had a hell of a game. The entire offensive line had a great game. Just about keeping that outside noise.
Outside. I heard it. We're leaving it in there. Outside.
Where did that even outside? What did Deion say? I can't even remember.
Deion talks about too much is too much. And,
yes.
And it's having the right amount of level. And he's like, there are some times, whether it's on social media, you have to sign off. But he outside
noise. Yeah, we talked to Josh Allen
That's
too.
why you come here for this.
Yeah, again, not high.
Takes.
It's just, I swear, I feel like I am a way more competent person than what I put.
Doesn't always show.
What I put on the tape. But
you are what you are. You are what your record says you are.
That is scary. No, I will say it was cool talking to Josh and hearing him talk so positively about the offensive line.
Yeah.
Obviously, they had a really phenomenal day. We talked about Deion Dawkins, Spencer Brown, Mitch
Spencer
Morris as well. Osiris Torrance, another guy. Connor McGovern has done really well. And Josh talked about the continuity of that unit, but also the fact to see them getting some shine as well. Because obviously that is a position group that no one really talks about. We even joked that Josh is going to have to up the budget for Christmas gifts. But I really think it is a testament to, A, how long and the continuity piece that we talked about for this group. But B, it's like this team really has been able to put something together under Joe Brady.
Yeah.
And credit to Aaron Kromer as well.
Yeah, it's like we joked around about after the game on Sunday, like they have their swagger back. Like
Yes.
this is the sense of, and that's where Deion's point was, try and stay level. Like, again, when after the Denver game and everybody's like, they're done, it's it, that there's no way they're gonna do it. They have to be higher than that, okay? Where everybody else was so low, and now where everybody's like, Bills could, nobody wants, Bills could be a Super Bowl favorite. Look at all this stuff. It's like, okay, now don't buy that. Like, find the middle ground there.
Yeah.
Like,
Deion talks about being at ground level.
Yes.
And I think that is very important because the dips and the highs and the lows that come with a season, it's inevitable. But the team keeping their confidence in check, being confident, but also being like, okay, you still have to play, you still have to win on Saturday. Should you win against LA? Yes.
Yeah.
But, Dan, this is a team that's obviously coming off a head coach firing, a GM firing. This is a new energy. We talked about that with Joe Brady. There's going to be a new energy for this Chargers team, too.
Yeah, Bills are 13.5-point favorites going to LA. Easton Stick at quarterback. Gift Smith.
Yes, former Bills
Linebackers coach?
I thought he was a defensive line assistant.
Something like that.
But early 2010s.
This is a letdown spot. This is the classic. You just went through a gauntlet of Philly, Kansas City, Dallas.
Yeah, you're going out west.
And you thought this Chargers game would be frisky just because it's Justin Herbert. Before the season, when we looked at the schedule, you went, hey, this is a bear at the end of the year.
Yeah.
This game is no longer a bear. Now this game is, don't read too many press clippings.
Like, I thought you didn't believe in a letdown spot.
I don't believe in trap games.
So I don't get the difference between a trap game and a letdown spot.
A trap game is you're looking ahead. So it's the game before a trap. So it's like the trap gets you before the game.
I think
a letdown spot is after a big win, you're emotionally let down. It's hard to get up as much as they will.
I see what you're saying. Like the emotional come down.
Trap is before a big game, a letdown's after.
The same result. To me, a trap game and a letdown game are essentially the same.
They happen at different ends of a big game. Do you not see how that?
I know. I get what you're saying, but I think you can.
She doesn't get it.
I do get it. How dare you? I do get it. I just think the word is interchangeable. This is a trap game for the Bills, not because they have the Patriots next, but it's a trap game because they're playing Easton Stick, and they have everything on the line.
But a trap gets you before something, like before a mouse gets a cheese.
I know how.
So the cheese.
Works.
So the cheese would be the Patriots. The Patriots aren't cheese.
I get that, but a letdown, it's the same.
This is electric. If you understand, comment in. We're gonna make a T-shirt. We're gonna make more merch.
I'm just saying,
Trap game, letdown.
It's the same thing.
Correct.
You talk about it like it's different. The circumstances are different, but the results is the same. Essentially, you are not emotionally invested enough in the game that you're playing.
That is correct.
So,
But it's like a prefix and a suffix. They're at different ends of a word.
happy prelated birthday and happy belated birthday. That's a deep cut if anyone gets that.
I
But
didn't get it. I'll say this was an electric. This is what happens.
is this so bad it's good because it feels really bad. I don't think
This is literally
good.
what happens like on drives.
Yeah, on car rides home.
Anyway, Josh Allen as a double-digit favorite has been a double-digit favorite 16 times. The Bills are 14-2 in those games. So,
Okay.
games that they are supposed to win, which is like this game is coming up, they have won 14 out of the 16 of them.
I think in a normal circumstance,
I
there
can't
would
believe we just had that.
Yeah,
conversation.
that was. We might need to skip that, but I think in a normal circumstance during earlier on in the
Yep,
season, I would
agreed.
not trust this team
Agreed.
against this opponent. But because of everything that is at stake right now for
I
the
agree.
Bills, I think it makes it a lot easier to kind of buckle down and say, "All right, I know we're coming off some big wins, but we still have a lot of work left to be done."
100%.
Oh, we can agree on that.
Just not high.
I'm not high. I think Mike.
Injuries.
I think Mike agrees with me. By the way, I think Mike Catalana. He'll be the voice of reason. He usually is.
But one's before and one's after.
I know, but I'm saying it's the same.
Correct.
it's-
You're not
emotionally
invested enough.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So couldn't they be synonyms?
It's like saying, oh, like breakfast is in the morning, dinner is in the evening.
I think that
You're like, well, they're both meals. Like, yeah, they're both meals.
I think it's so different though. I don't know.
correct. That's why they're different. You're saying they're the same.
I just feel like an emotional
We gotta wrap
a
up.
letdown spot. Oh God, we do. All right, injuries. Daquan Jones.
Practicing. Not
Practicing.
expected to play Sunday.
Yes, but the Bills opening up his 21-day window. He said that he's been really, really frustrated early on in the season when he tore his pec, but the doctor gave him a glimmer of hope that he would be able to come back. He's anxious to get back out on the field. I know Bills fans are excited to see him out there. Sean McDermott said that Matt Milano, unlikely he will come back this season.
Correct. It's his general knowledge, he is done for the year. And I don't think he means until January 1st. I think he means this Bills year.
Yes. Okay.
Like, comment, subscribe.
My God.
Trap game. Letdown
Like,
spot.
comment, subscribe. It's the same.